Hey brewtubers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Welcome to yet another updates video. I'm drinking my Saison, my Mandarina Bavaria Saison. I haven't had a keg kick in a while. That's one homebrewing update that I have to share. I haven't been brewing as much or drinking as much. I have been drinking more craft beer, which I'll talk about a little after my homebrew updates. But I still just haven't been drinking as much during the week as I was when I was living in New York City, just because of my commute and my schedule. So I haven't had a keg kick in a while. So cheers. But the beer is still tasting pretty good, so I'm not complaining. And it is 7%, so even though it's been in the keg for like 4 or 5 months, it's still pretty good. So it still has a little bit of citrus from the hops, so it's really nice. So I'll put that down. With my Imperial Stout, I'm sorry I didn't film any of the brew day. I'm not going to really go into a ton of detail because I want to ramble on. I don't want to ramble on. But the brew day didn't go that well. I'm pretty sure it's part of me trying the new technique of trying to split the mash in two. I think my pH was a little off because it came out really roasty. And my mash efficiency somehow, even though I split the mash into those two smaller mashes, didn't get great efficiency. Ended up using DME, and now it's in secondary on oak cubes that I soaked in bourbon. So, and then the next steps for it, just to sum up, is I made another tincture at the same time as the oak cubes with 2 vanilla beans and some cocoa nibs in the same Knob Creek bourbon. I still have a little left. I bought a couple of these smaller bottles because I didn't know how much I would need. So I have that strain tincture sitting, waiting to be put in the keg when I keg the beer. And then I'm also going to be adding some cold brew coffee from Pablo's Coffee Roasters in Denver, which I've used their coffee and beers before and really liked this. So now that I'm really into specialty coffee, I ordered a couple of their coffees, one for the cold brew part of it for the Imperial Stout, and one of them just to try. And so that'll be good. So it'll be a coffee, vanilla, chocolate, bourbon, oak Imperial Stout. And all the names jam-packed into one. So in terms of what I'm brewing next, I don't know, but my next brew is probably going to be my quad. And I've been eating a lot of figs lately, the same figs that Kevin Clements used to make his fig mead from Costco. And so I'm thinking of aging like a gallon or 2 of my quad, which I want to brew next again, on figs, because I really think the beer already has some nice dark fruit, figgy, date sweetness. I think it'll go really well with my recipe. So that's what I'm doing next. And then in the more immediate future, I have here one of the last bottles of my Innkeeper barley wine. And the reason I bring it up is because this Sunday, barring anything unforeseen, I'll be brewing it, a 5-barrel batch of it at Manskirt Brewing, which is in Hackettstown, New Jersey, which is about an hour drive for me in western New Jersey. And part of my prize for winning second place best in show at the Motown Mash was scaling up my recipe. So we're finally now down to date. It's going to be this Sunday, and I'll film as much of it as possible. Also, I hope you guys saw my 2/3 recent videos that I filmed at an event with Derek Dellinger of Kent Falls Brewing, and he wrote a book called The Fermented Man. I filmed his whole speech or presentation, and I split it up in the end into a podcast episode and 2 videos. So those 2 videos are still up, and the third video, which some of you saw, was a kind of a rough cut, which I was kind of using when I was deciding whether to make it a podcast episode or leave it as a video. So hope you guys enjoy those. I know that was just a different type of event that I covered. And now, just to finish off the video, first I'll wet my whistle a little bit. I'll talk about some of the craft beers I've been drinking, because because craft beer is still very important to me, even though in the recent past I've been drinking mostly homebrew, and now the balance has kind of shifted. So this is the end of November / December is the time where a lot of the hyped Imperial Stouts come out. So first, I was able to get my hands on a couple bottles of the regular 2016 Bourbon County Stout. I wasn't gonna chase after it like crazy, like some people do, to get the barley wine and the coffee version. I was at my parents for Thanksgiving weekend, and it comes out on Black Friday. So Saturday night, my brother and I went to a couple stores, and we each got a bottle each store. And I was perfectly happy with the base beer, which I've always liked better than the variants anyway. And I was able to get two, one to drink now, one to age, and I did have it on tap. Also, before Black Friday at a bar in New York City that was having a special event, so I'm pretty satisfied with 2 bottles of it. Then, a beer that's been compared to it, that's a little more available, Lagunitas High Westified Coffee Imperial Stout. I was able to get, my brother brought a 6-pack and he offered me a couple bottles, so I wasn't going to turn them down. Then, Oscar Blues recently came out with a new type of can called the Stovepipe can, which is 1.3.2 fluid ounces, or about 19.2 ounces, and this is their barrel-aged 1050. And 1050 is one of my favorite Imperial Stouts, a lot of people's favorite Imperial Stouts, from Oscar Blues. So I haven't heard a lot of good things about the barrel-aged version. So it wasn't being sold in 4-packs at the store I went to, so I got 2 cans because they're like $10 or $11 a can, but it's 19 ounces, so it's almost like somewhere between the Bourbon County and a 12 ounce or and a bomber. So definitely worth the price for such a high caliber beer. Then from the brewery, they released a lower ABV version of their Black Tuesday called So Happens It's Tuesday. So my brother offered to pick up a bottle for me, and I didn't turn him down. I already split a bottle with him, and I liked it, so glad I got another bottle to share with other people. And then before I get into some of the last beers, my wife likes cider a lot, and I have slowly but surely developed a taste for it. So I bought a bunch, and I'll just show you a few, or a couple. I have from Virtue Cider, and they're the head of the cidery. It used to be the brewmaster at Goose Island, so Greg Hall. So I haven't tried any of his ciders yet, so I got their Michigan Brute. And then from the well-known Woodchuck Ciders, I got their Winter Chill, which is an oak-aged cider, and I tasted it, and I really like it, so I'm glad I bought a 6-pack of that one. So I bought a 6-pack of that one, and then a mixed 6 with the others. Then I was going through, last but not least, over Thanksgiving weekend, I was going through me and my older brother's cellar at my parents' house. We found some nice hidden gems that have been aging for a really long time, as much as 6 years. So one of them actually I didn't find. I just want to let you know that I did buy my yearly 4-pack of the Eyinger Celebrator that I created because I love the beer and I love the trinkets that come with it. And then in terms of 2 beers of the whole case that I took back to my apartment, I found a 2010 bottle of the Anchor Christmas Ale, which a lot of people age. And then last but not least, I have found a 2012 bottle of Avery's Uncle Jacob's Stout, and this one is 17.42%, so I have no doubt that this one aged pretty well. So we'll see how that aged. I'm not going to do any real beer reviews on the aged beers, just because I don't do beer reviews on this channel, at least. Maybe I'll do them on my blog, just because they're that old, and I want to see how they age more over my usual cutoff of 2 years. But otherwise, I'm just excited to be drinking more craft beer again, because I kind of felt like I was losing touch with the craft beer world, and now that I got my hands on some more craft beers and ciders, I'm excited to kind of get that bug again, to search out for some new beers to try. So I know it's going to be another long one, but I don't post videos that often, so try to give you as much updates of what I've been up to as possible. I'm going to try to film the brew day on Sunday at Mansker Brewing with my barley wine. No promises on how much footage I'll get, because I've never been to the brewery. I've never brewed one of my recipes on a big system, so I'll see how much I can get in terms of footage, but I will do my best. So look forward to at least a quick highlights video from that. So cheers. Hope all your guys' holiday season has gone off to a good start. I wish you guys a happy holidays, because I don't know when I'm going to be posting my next video, or my next Homebrew Wednesday video at least. And hope you guys have a great holiday season with family, and of course a happy new year, and lots of great brewing in the future.